Okay, so just this is the link. You can go on the link and open it up, mute and minimize. Okay, then I'll start here on the Adobe Illustrator. Okay, can you all see the screen, Adobe screen? Okay, and please make sure you're on YouTube as well. Okay, so in front of you we have here Adobe Illustrator. Now Adobe Illustrator is basically a tool for mainly used for illustration. There is a much difference between Adobe Illustrator and Adobe Photoshop. Most of you are familiar with Adobe Photoshop, but you are not fond of working inside the Adobe Illustrator because Adobe Photoshop has become one of the trends these days, and it's best known for editing images. Designing you can do also inside Adobe Photoshop, but there is a hidden difference between these two software. Okay, now what is the difference? The difference is more like a technical difference which not so many people know. Those who are designers, uh, they are quite aware of this difference. What is the difference? The difference is that Adobe Photoshop is basically an application, a software that is for image editing and painting. Okay, you can do image editing inside Adobe Photoshop. You can do painting inside the Adobe Photoshop. Okay, whereas on the other hand, Adobe Illustrator is for illustration. Okay, any kind of 2D drawing, that is anything that is related to 2D drawing or illustration, the Adobe Illustrator is used for. Also, it has capability of working on 3D, but that's not that too strong. But you can still do some 3D inside Adobe Illustrator. Now, one other thing is that which makes them like quite a different. Okay, Adobe Illustrator is basically an application, okay, which runs on raster images. Okay, what is a raster image? Raster image is like a normal image. Like suppose if I will show you over here, okay, uh, any image. Okay, let me open up some image over here. Let's open this one. This is what? This is a raster image. Raster image means it is um, like made in any application like Photoshop, or it's a 3D render maybe. So it is uh, like made out of pixels. Right now, this looks quite good in quality. Okay, just you can see the quality is really good. It looks very attractive. But if I zoom in, okay, if I keep on zooming in, so you can see that it is made out of hundreds, thousands of millions of pixels. Is this part clear? Okay, so this is what the Adobe Photoshop do. It makes the file made out of you can say pixels. Now let me zoom out here, delete this one. Okay, and let me make something over here with the Adobe Illustrator. Okay, let me do one thing. Let me close this one. Let me make a new file. Don't worry about the making new file or these things. I'm just showing you a difference between illustration and the uh, part. So now I'm opening a file which is a Adobe Illustrator file. Means like this is not a raster image. This is Adobe Illustrator file which is known as a vector image. Okay, so there is a difference between raster and vector. Raster is made out of pixels just like what you saw before. Now what is vector? This is the vector. If I will keep on zooming inside the vector, can you see is there and can you see any pixel here? There is no pixel at all. The reason is that because vector images are made of lines, shapes, okay? And as much you will zoom in, you will not see any kind of pixel, okay? Because it is made out of line, you can say lines and shapes. So Adobe Illustrator files, in this case, if you have seen now, they are quite uh, higher in quality because they don't have pixels. They have infinite like a number of, you can say, a way of showing an image, okay, through shapes and lines. So that makes it little bit uh, different than the raster. So vector images, which are made on Adobe Illustrator, are higher in quality, and that can be used in the printing purposes, high quality printing, okay, and those kind of things. So that's why Adobe Illustrator is highly used when it comes to printing. Okay, so you draw logos, you design uh, like a stationery items like letterhead, like envelopes, okay, you design packages, you design any kind of pattern, those things that are highly dependent on illustration. You will not see anything looks like a photograph inside Adobe Illustrator. You can use both of them together in Adobe Illustrator. You can put some real images too, but those real images won't be count as a vector image. That those will be again will count as a raster image. Okay, for example, if I have uh, like a, you can say, this image over here, this artboard. Okay, so what I'm doing is just I'm just showing you an example here, so don't worry about anything if you don't understand here. So I will put this logo, okay, and also I will again put some other kind of logo, which is a raster image. This is a raster image. Okay, this is vector, the Adobe Illustrator logo, and this computer guy moving, this is raster. Now if I will move closer, you can see that. Can anything do you see any changes? You don't see any changes, but if I move here, you can see pixels are showing up. Okay, so that's the difference. If you will use, you can use both of them in your design, but you have to make sure that you have the high quality, because when it comes to raster images, you always have to make sure you have a higher quality. Okay, now I will go to file here and I will press okay, now instead of doing that, let's start with the Adobe Illustrator. Okay, so now is everything clear? Anyone who have question regarding Adobe Illustrator till now? Now you know the difference between Photoshop and Illustrator. Clear? Okay. Now we will move to Adobe. You can say basically like a introductory part of the Illustrator. Now at this stage, what I will do is that I will first teach you the basics of it, like its interface, how the files are opened, how the files are closed, and from here we will go to the next lesson. Okay. Now, uh, whenever you have Adobe Illustrator, okay, so what will happen is that, let me do one thing here. You will have this kind of window over here. Okay. At this stage, because as I'm using screen recording for both YouTube and Teams, so that's why it's becoming kind of you can say not that visible. Okay, it's taking a lot of memory, that's why it's not showing. Otherwise, when you will open the Adobe Illustrator, you will see this kind of window. What is here? To create something new, to open something, okay, and those kind of things. So if you want to skip this part and directly jump into Adobe Illustrator, you have to press escape on your keyboard. What is the escape button? The escape button is the top left button on your keyboard, ESC. When you press that, so this will be gone and you will directly jump inside the Adobe Illustrator. Now, here, if we want to open a file, you can go to the file. We just click simply on open. Once we are here, okay, now it will ask you what you want to open. So as I, uh, I, I gave you already the files, which is on the Teams in the file description folder. Also, you can find the file link, all these lesson files link inside the link description below and on the YouTube or on the Illustrator as well. So now, sorry, on the Teams as well. So now I can go here in my lessons folder. Okay. Inside the lessons, I will go to my lesson, okay, 1, and then I will open this file here. Okay. So now you can see I have this file and in front of you. Okay. Now, what is this? This is basically like a normal file, which is made completely 100% on Adobe Illustrator. So from here, let's see what we can do with the interface. So this file we will use as our uh, experiment, okay, to learn the whole interface, and we'll go one by one to different interfaces here. Now, first thing uh, you should know is that the work environment. This work environment in Adobe Illustrator, if you will see, this is quite flexible. This is the normal view. Whenever you install Adobe Illustrator and you open it up, you get this view, this workspace. Okay, so this workspace is the default workspace, but it's highly customizable. You can change it the way you like it. Okay, and there are already made one as well over here. For example, how to change to the one that you want to see. I can go to the window on the top. Okay, then I have here workspaces. There are a lot of workspaces: automation, essentials, classic, layout, painting, printing and proofing, tracing, typography, web. Okay, so suppose if you are a painter and you do a lot of painting or illustration, you can go to the painting and the whole thing will be changed. Okay, like this. Can you see? You have now new sort of options over here. Okay, now if I will go back here to the workspace, and if I'm a typographer, I work on text, okay, on typography, I can go to typography and everything will be changed to the typography. If I'm a tracer, I use images and trace them, so I can use the tracing. So everything will be now, okay, you can see some changes are here. I'm now in the tracing modes. Okay, now workspace, I don't want to do any kind of changes. I want to keep it essentials. Essentials means all the important stuff, and this is by default that you see on your screen. Okay, for example, if if I did something wrong, okay, like I have moved these by mistake. Okay, don't worry about this, we will see that how to move them. Okay, I'm just showing you that if by mistake if you have done something uh, like wrong, and your scene is now messed up, like your workspace is messed up. Okay, so how to bring it back that the way it was before? Simple thing, you can go to the window. Okay, workspace, now it's already essentials and I messed up my essentials workspace. So what you can do is that you can reset your essentials workspace. Whatever workspace you're choosing, you can reset them. Like I can reset essentials. As soon as I will do it, it will go back to where how it was before. Okay, so that's how things are. Now suppose one thing is that uh, maybe my scene is zoomed in a lot, okay, and for me I have to scroll to work on it. It takes a lot of time. I want to see the whole picture, how it looks like, okay. Now to see the whole picture, uh, I have a zooming tool over here which I can use, but using that is quite, it's not that like feasible, because what happens, I can sometimes zoom in a lot or zoom out a lot, okay. So it doesn't it's not a perfect tool for doing like the zoom. The shortcut to see the whole image all at once, you can go to the view, okay, and then you can go to the fit artboard in a window, okay. Now you will see the whole thing. Now what is artboard? Artboard is this blank document window, okay. Whenever you make a new file, okay, for example, whatever you see over here, this white area, this is called artboard, okay. So this is the artboard. Now there are a lot of options, a lot of menus inside of Adobe Illustrator. So how to remember those? The trick is, the key is, everything related to file, to open, to close, to save, to edit, to delete, okay, it will be inside the file, okay. Anything that it's related to addition, like doing editing, like copy, paste, remove, add, group, will be always in the edit, okay. Very simple. These are what? These are objects, okay. Like shape is an object, okay. Color, like maybe the color of the part is the object. So everything which is related to the object will be inside the object, okay. This is a text. Everything which is related to text will be inside the type, okay, inside the text type. Now everything which is related to selection, how you want to select, okay, will be inside the selection. Now if you want to apply effect, so how you can apply effect? Everything related to effect will be inside the effect, okay. Now view, if I want to view 100% completely view like this, or I want to fit this into artboard, or if I have several, you can have more artboards inside one window, so that you can do also. So anything that is related to view, the view of your scene, okay, is over here inside the view, okay. Zoom in, zoom out, fit all in window, fit artboard in window, okay, so that you can do. And these are interfaces option, like this is part of interface, this is part of interface, this is part of interface. Everything that is related to interface will be inside your window, okay. Clear? That's what we have here in the window part. Now this is a short version of the top menus, okay. So let's see more in detail about these menus and stuff, okay. Now we can divide the menus into basically 5 different parts, okay. Now this one on the top, okay, is like an application bar. And Adobe you can say sorry, in like Apple Mac, the interface looks a little different, okay, but not too different. Maybe the difference is 1% difference. Otherwise, it's all exactly the same, okay. Now, this top bar over here is known as the application bar. Now, what is an application bar? Application bar is on the top, okay, and it's a something that contains application control, okay. Application control means, like, suppose if I have this text like selected, okay. So any kind of control that I will do, like if I want to control it or anything, that will be I can do from here, just like what I was explaining to you before, okay. That's the application bar. uh, and this is also a workspace like switcher, okay. How this is the workspace switcher? Just like I told you, you can go to window and you have here workspace and you can switch to any workspace. You have a shortcut over here as well. You can go over here and you can choose any workspace from here as well. So there is a shortcut, and there is a search bar here that can search directly from the Adobe website. Suppose if you want to search for Adobe stock images or anything, you can search directly and it will come over here directly. So this connected. Okay, here you have your different sort of layout design. Okay, so these are the things that you will get in the application part. Now this is over here on your right side is known as panels. Okay, so there are a lot of panels you can see here, multiple panels you can open. Okay, now what is the panel? Panels is basically, it will help you to monitor, okay, and modify your work. So suppose if I have selected this part, so it will show me my options of this part. Like, so suppose it will show me uh, where is my location on my scene. So we can, like there is a grid over you over on your screen, X and Y. Okay, the location of it will show over here. Okay, so suppose if I will change the location, if I will move it here, so you can see the location is changed. Okay, so the angle, I can, if I will change the angle, it will show it over here. I can type here my own location and it will show me, it can change the location. Like suppose if I will type here something like 500. So you can see that it is moved to this side. If I will type here on the Y is like X is basically horizontal location, Y is basically vertical location. If I will type here 1000, so it will go up. So this is the XY point. Okay, so this is how you can change the location. Also here you have sizes. So all these things you can control from the panel. Okay, and also you can monitor it, like how, like where it is going, what is happening to it. Okay, so that's the like monitor, like this is how you can monitor it with the help of the panel. Now here we have toolbar on the left side. Toolbar is basically all the tools are stacked inside this toolbar. Now, what is this toolbar? It's quite interesting because it contains tools for creating and editing images, artwork, page elements, and more. Okay, so these are divided into group as well. Like suppose if you will see, some of them have small triangles. Why? Because these they are grouped. Suppose there is this shape of rectangle, there is a small arrow or like triangle over here. If I will keep this press, you will see that it's a group of different shapes. Okay, so this triangle means it's a group, so you have to keep it pressed to see all the elements related to it. Okay, so these are different tools, and you can see a lot of tools here. You can see text tool, you can see painting tools, eraser tools, interesting tools are all are over here. Okay, now number D, this one, okay, means like this is the part like the fourth part of our Adobe Illustrator. This is the document window, which we call which we call artboard. Okay, so what you see over on your screen, the anything that you work on is on the artboard. So here on the bottom you will see there is some small items over here. This is called status bar. Now status bar is what, as by the name, it display information. Okay, a status information about zooming. Okay, navigational control, like if you will see over here, you see percentage. If you click here, you can see you can zoom with different kind of values here. Also you can press on fit on screen, so it will fit. Okay, then you have your numbers. There is number one only. Okay, this means if you have multiple number of artboard, so it can go from one artboard to the second artboard. Selection. Okay, what does the what it says, we are in the selection mode, so whatever mode you are using, it will show over here. So basically it shows you the status of your work. Okay, so this is a short introduction about the interface of Adobe Illustrator. Okay, now let's see our toolbar in detail. Okay, which is on your left side. So first thing, we have this black colored arrow. Now this black color arrow is the selection tool. So right now the selection tool is activated. That's why on the bottom it says in the status bar, we are in the selection mode. Okay. So whatever you will select, it will change. Okay. Now it is direct selection. Now if I will go to shape, it will say rectangle. So if you want to know where you are, because sometimes you lose the track of what you have selected, you can simply check here in the status bar. Now every tool have a shortcut. Okay, the shortcut of selection tool is V for victory on your keyboard. Suppose if I'm on any other tool, like if I'm erasing, now all the time I have to go back here, then come back here, go back here, come back here. It will take time and it's quite annoying. So if you remember the shortcut, you will just press that shortcut on your keyboard and you will directly get that tool. Like suppose if I want to get the tool of the arrow, so I will press V on my keyboard, directly I will get this black arrow. Okay, so and now I can do any kind of changes on my screen. Okay, so that's how quickly we can do that. Other thing over here is that the like what does this black arrow, the selection tool, do? By the name, selection. Selection means to select anything, so it selects the object. So you can, it helps you to select any object, or you can select and also move it. Okay, you can select or move any object you want. So that's what it can do. So that's what the selection tool is used for. Okay, so it can select and it can move. Other than that, we have here direct selection tool. Now direct selection tool have a small arrow over here. This small arrow means there is a group behind it, so you have to press it to get the group option. So there are three items inside this group: direct selection, group selection, and lasso tool. Okay, so that's how you can get the tool over here. Now what does the selection tool do? So the direct selection tool is basically to select any item more deeply. Okay, suppose if I will take this tool, let me zoom in over here to the left. If I will take normal selection tool, I can only move it around and I cannot reshape it or something else. If I will take the direct selection tool, you can see that I can move it around, but also at the same time, I can change its, kind of a, you can say, like the properties. I can make this like softer. Okay, I can reshape it. So these kind of things you can do with the direct selection tool. But the normal selection tool, you cannot do that. So we will see that in detail, so you don't have to worry about it. Okay. Now, next we have here the, let's skip these two for now. Let's go move to the rectangle. We have here a rectangle tool, which also have some group items. Okay, we have ellipse, we have star, and we have other parts over here. Now you will see here there is a small arrow over here. Okay, what it do is that it changes your view from vertical to horizontal like this, and it will undock it. Undock means like now you can freely move it. It will be always over there. So I don't have to keep on going inside and select the others. Simple, it's always here, so I can choose from here. So more quickly I can do my selection. Okay, instead of going back, keep it pressed, then select, then do, I can simply click here and undock this one, and then I can put anywhere I want. Okay, so that it will be there. Okay, so that's how you can undock items inside the inside your window. If you don't want it, okay, you can close it, or if you don't want horizontal view, you can click this two arrows. It will become something like this, and you can put this as a shortcut anywhere. Like suppose if I will put it over here, it will be there, or I can dock it somewhere, like suppose in this area, it will be there, and I can undock it by removing from these dotted lines, if you will see. Okay, or I can close it. So that's what you can do with this tool. Now here we have basically like this kind of a like arrow. So you can take this this kind of a dotted line. This dotted lines are basically what? This allow you to move your object anywhere you want. Like suppose if I will keep it clicked, move it around, I can move this whole toolbar wherever I want. And if I want to move it back where it was, I can just simply go here and you can see there is a blue line, like blue bar appearing. That blue bar says vertically it will be sticked or docked. Now it is docked over here. Okay, so here I have this two arrows, small two arrows. If I click over here, it will expand my selection. Suppose if you have a smaller screen, and or you have a bigger screen, or you want to add some more items on this empty area. So for that purpose, you can make it in this form. So it will be expanded into two columns. Okay, or you can keep it as one column. Okay, so this is how you can change this to the other of these parts. Okay, so clear. Now there are number of other items, other tools. These are not the only tools. Let me do one thing. Let me expand it so we can see more tools. These are not the only tools here. There are a couple of other tools. Okay. Now, how you can find those number of other tools? The number of other tools are here inside these three dots. Okay. So if I press this, you will see list of a lot of other tools over here. Now, Adobe Illustrator cannot show all of these tools. So what it do is that it had dropped this inside the like you can say extra tools option. Okay, so the tools that appear dimmed, if you will see over here, means like gray area. That means you cannot select them. Why you cannot select them? Because in order to select them, you have to open up a certain option, or you have to select a certain object on which these can be applied. So then it will be you will be able to see them activated. So we cannot select them, only the ones that are not dimmed regular that you can select. These you can only select for a particular option, or these are the ones that are already over here. Okay, so that's why they are basically grayed out. Either some options are not open, or they are already over here inside the toolbar. Okay, if they are already inside the toolbar, they will be grayed out. Okay, so the ones that are not grayed out, they are the ones that you can directly use right now, and they are not the ones they are not over here. Okay, so you can do one thing. You can add them over here if you want, or leave them. Okay, to add them, you just simply drag and drop it. Okay, so it will move anywhere, like you know, or uh, somewhere here. Like you have to make, I think you have to make a area for that. Then so once we will move to that part, we will see uh, that. Okay, so I think it should be, oh yeah, not here, sorry. You have to add them. If you want to add any one of these, you can add them under these two. Let me make this smaller by pressing this arrow. Now it will become easier. Okay, suppose I have a tool which I really like, and that tool is basically a you can say a join tool. So what I can do is that I can take the join tool and drag under the last option, which is the magnifying glass, and when I drop it, it will be there. So you can whatever tools you think you like it, you can take from here and you can drop it here. Okay, so now this tool join tool is there basically. So this is how you can get some extra tools. And if and remember, the one which is grayed out are either are the ones that you cannot use because of the like selection, or they are the ones that are not visible inside the toolbar. Okay, so that's what the toolbar is basically. Now other thing what we can do here is that we can uh, do like like selections. Okay, and we can do like different like kind of options over here. Okay, so what we will do, just let's see over here. If I will go here inside my uh, like these extra tools here. Okay, and if I will move to the top one, you can see there is a option here. Okay, now this option will tell me if I want to reset this, or if you want to see basic tools or advanced tools. Okay, so it's totally up to you, or like any option here. Like this will be like advanced option, so you can see all of them right now. Okay, so all of them will be here and it will become advanced, but I don't want advanced, I want basic, so I can go back here and convert it to basic. Okay, now other thing what we can do is that suppose I don't want to add anything inside under these tools. Like suppose I added join tool, but now suppose I have this rounded rectangle. I don't want to add this rounded rectangle tool under this join tool. I want this to appear inside here, because this is also a shape and this is also a shape, so this should be inside the shape group. So why I should add here? So instead of adding it over here, I will go simply here to my option of the rectangle. Okay, and you will see it will turn blue. That means when I will drag it and drop it inside this blue like group, it will go inside the group. Now if I will move to the group, you will can see now it is the part of the group. Okay, so that's how you can add either over here in under these options or inside any group. Okay, so that's how you can do that. But suppose if I am dragging this and by mistake I'm adding this inside in a wrong group. Okay, so what I can do, if I will leave my mouse, it will be added there, so I will be in trouble. So what you can do, you can press escape on your keyboard, ESC. As soon you will press that, everything goes back to normal. Okay, so if you will leave your mouse, it will add over there, then you have to remove it, and then you have to go to certain steps. So the best thing to do is that whenever you are stuck, or you think you are not going, you're not able to continue, or you're not able to fix it in later on, you just press escape on your keyboard, the top left button on the keyboard. Okay, so that's how you can add some extra items on your tools over here. Okay, now here we have property windows, as I told you before, in the panels. Okay, how many panels we have? We have properties, layers, library. First panel over here is the property panel. Property panel shows you the property of the item selected or the tool selected. Right now this leaf is selected, if you will see here. Okay, when this leaf is selected, you can see that it's showing over here. Now here we have this text. If I select this text, this will show me the properties of the text. Other than that, you can deselect everything. Now I don't want to select anything, I want to deselect, means like nothing should be selected. So I can click in this gray area, the area where nothing is there. If you select that area, if you click your mouse in that area, automatically everything will be gone. Okay, like no selection will be there. And now if nothing is selected, what is the property showing here? The property window will be showing the property of your artboard. Okay, now if I go to any tool, suppose rectangle tool, okay, or if I will go to brush tool, so you can see now it's been changed. If I will go to brush tool, you can see now it's showing brush. So if you select any tool, it will show you the property of that tool. Okay, but if I am in the normal selection tool, okay, it will show me the property not of the normal selection tool, but the property of the you can say like the artboard. Okay, so if you select any tool, it will show you the property of the tool, or if you select any item, it will show you the property of any item. Okay, so that's what your property window shows you. Okay, is this part clear about the property window? Now one thing here is that in the panels we have property, layers, and library. That doesn't mean you have only three. You can add more over here, and you can you can play with the settings of these. If I want layers to be the first one, I can drag the layer panel and bring it in front of the properties, or I can bring it to the layer, or again I can bring it to the middle. So this is how you can change the properties of a panel basically. Okay, now here same thing like what we have here on our toolbar, we have the same arrows here inside our panels. So if I press this, it will become compact if you have a smaller screen. So the properties, layers, and library will be there, but it will not be shown completely like it was before. So you have to press it manually to see the properties. Okay, otherwise if you don't want, you can close this. but I want to keep it as it was before. So for smaller screen, you can make you can go to the compact view. Okay, and also I can undock. Undock why? Suppose layers and properties both are important, and if I want to work on layers and properties at the same time, so it's a little hard for me because I have to keep on switching between layers and properties. So what I can do is that I can click on the layers, drag it out, and now I can work with the properties and with the layers at the same time. So this is kind of floating on the screen right now. Okay, so if it is floating, it's up to you if you like to have it floating, or if you want to dock it next to this, like if you will bring it, you will see there's a blue bar, glowing blue bar. So if you click it here, so it will be docked. Okay, or you can keep it undocked, or you can move it to the bottom, like suppose over here somewhere. Okay, so it can be a part of, you can go down, and down below you can see there is a blue bar, glowing blue bar appearing. So if I will leave my mouse here, it will be docked bottom. And now there is a division between properties and layers. I can make them bigger or smaller, up to you. So now I have properties, layers, both of them at the same time. This is the way I like to work, so I will keep it as it is so that I can work on my layers and on my properties at the same time. Okay, so this is quite a way of doing this, like these kind of properties, or like these kind of action at the same time. Okay, now suppose I have two objects selected. Okay, so now I have here on my property panel 3 dots on each of these parts. Transform, it is divided now, the properties are divided into a few different parts, like it's 5 different parts. We have transform, we have appearance, we have alignment, we have pathfinder, and we have quick access. All these 5 parts are like 5 parts are inside one property. Okay, for your ease, they have divided into 5 parts, and each part have heading, and you can easily guess they are separate parts. Each part have 3 dots. What are these dots? If I click on this align dot, I can have more properties of the alignment. Okay, and if I can go to this option, okay, so I can use the other way of showing that. Okay, like view option. So you can get the advanced option after clicking these points. Some of them can be docked, like here I pressed on appearance. Appearance can be undocked. Okay, but if I go to the alignment tool, if I press here, alignment tool cannot be undocked, it will be always there. Pathfinder, if I click, Pathfinder cannot be undocked also. Some of them can be undocked, some of them cannot be. Like suppose transform, if I click it here, it cannot be undocked. Appearance, if I press, appearance can be undocked. So so some can be docked, some can be undocked. Okay, that's what you can do. But if you want to undock these, how you can do that? Okay, now you can go to the menu. Like suppose I want this alignment. Oops. Okay, let me select 2, because for 2 items, if you select 2 items, then you will get a lot of stuff over here. Suppose I have here align. Okay, and I want the same of these alignment tools on my screen the whole time. Otherwise, because it is very hard, I have to keep on going here and like selecting. So what I can do is that I can go to the window option, okay, on top of it, and I was talking about alignment. So I can go here in the align option here, and I will get a separate align option here. Okay, and those things that I was talking about, like transform, appearance, okay, transform, align, and pathfinder, okay, they all are here. Transform is here, so I can undock the transform. Okay, I can put it down here somewhere and stick to it. Okay, then I can take pathfinder, I can take it out, stick on on bottom of it. Okay, so that it can become a part of it, something like that. Okay, so now you can see they all are 3 in one place at the same time, so I don't have to go back and forth. All of them, all these properties are now like completely showing inside one area. Okay, I can talk this over here if you want. You can talk it over here, so you can have more options. Now, align Pathfinder transform are here. Okay, now even if this is not selected, so you will not see them here, but you can still see them here. These like those properties. Okay, but appearance is not here because appearance by itself is undockable. Okay, these are the ones that those are not undockable. Okay, so is this part clear? Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. Is it? Let me check what is happening there. Uh, I think like there is a like sometimes like there is a lag between the timing. So I think it's like after a few like minutes, if you will go refresh the page, it might start showing you up. So you don't have to worry about it because once the live stream will end, automatically you will have the whole like footage, like the whole thing. Okay. So basically, this is what your like settings are. Okay. And now what I can do over here is I can drag them, I can drop them here on the top, but it's better to keep them more spacious rather than sticking things together. You know what I mean? Like suppose I can take and drop it here, but there will be too much space over here. Best way for me, at least, I'm not talking about everyone. I'm talking about those people who want to work when everything is in front of you. Okay, just like in regularly when you're working, when you're painting, or when you are drawing or something with the paper pen in front of you. So when you're working on it, okay, so what you do is that you try to keep all your pencils, all your like drawing pads, everything in front of you, so that it will be easier access. Okay, same thing. I want everything to be in front of me, so it will be easier access for me. But maybe for you all, it will be something different. So you can set it up according to your choice. Okay. Now, uh, I have created this one. Now this is not essentials anymore. Are you getting what I mean? Okay, this is not essentials anymore because this is customized. So if I will reset the essentials, it will go back to what it was before. And I don't want that. I want to keep this. So what I can do, you can go to Workspace. Okay, then inside the window in the Workspace, you can go and there is an option called New Workspace. If you click on it, it will ask you what name you want. So I can type here my name, Vishan Space. Okay, so it will be saved. So now it will be inside my list, Vishan Space. So if I will go to Essentials, okay, and then if I will reset the Essentials, everything will go back to normal. But I don't like the Essentials anymore. I like the one which I created. Now I can go to Zishan Space, okay, and I will click on Zishan Space. I will go back to my normal, like the one which I created, okay. So this is how you can easily work on this one. Okay. Now, one thing here is that you have here some options here. Okay. Like suppose if you want to work on the layout mode, you can still go up to the layout mode. Okay. But the part is that the one that you have selected, okay, is now gone. Like it's not Krishan space anymore. But I for some reason I asked I'm like teaching you this part. What is that part? That part is this extra tool over here that you don't see often in the essentials or in the one which I created. What are these? These are the basically a, you can say, a property shortcut on the top. Okay, So that's what it is. It's a property shortcut. Are you getting the point? Now, the thing that we were looking at the properties over here, now you can see clearly on the top. Okay, so the property went here. How I can do that in my space? I will go back to my space, take the property window, okay, and I will try to dock it on the top somewhere here. Take some time to do that. Okay, I think not the whole thing I can do that, but because I think there is some issue here. Let me move it back to where it was. Later on, I like we'll do this part. Okay, so if you will see over here, there is this option, layout options. Okay, so I'm not sure where it is. It should supposed to do that, but anyways, uh, in your other in your other options like here layout, it's already here. This window property. If I will move it down, you can see that it can be docked down, and I can move it up. Okay, yeah, it can go up, but I don't know why it's not going up here. Okay, it should go up here, but I don't know what's the reason. Maybe there is a bug, like some other way to move it, but we'll see that like later on. So I hope you have now the idea about about this like workspace and everything here. Okay, is this part clear about the workspace? Okay, now we'll move to using like panel and context menu. Okay, so what are the panels and what are the context menu? Okay, now here is we have the like properties. Okay, and we have the libraries. Everything is over here. Now with the normal selection tool, if I will select this normal selection tool, and then what I will do is that I will take up like a green water from here. Okay, as soon I will do that, you will see it will show me all the properties of that in the appearance. Like it will be like a fill is basically like this kind of a color. It's made of like gradient color. Okay, these kind of things that will be showing me. So if I will click over here, so it will show me uh, the colors that are inside the whole scene. This is the color, like these are the colors that this whole illustration is using. Okay, so basically this is how you can get the color information also. And then uh, we have here if you click over here, this is an option. We are in the swatches, so it will show you swatches. If you will go to the color mixer, it will show you the single color and the mixing properties of that color. Okay, so you have a different way of like looking at the colors basically. Okay, now here if you will see that here we have a sub menu for a fill. If you click over here, it show you a different way of selecting items. Okay, like viewing items. So one item over here is, you can see here, a large list view, small list view. If I click small list view, so this is how you will get the option. It will be like this in a list. So before you are not able to see the color information. Now in the small list view, you can see the whole thing. What else I can do here is that I can go and I can make large list view, so it will become more bigger. And if I want to go back to the small thumbnails, it will go back here, the small thumbnails. Okay, or large thumbnails like this. Or if you want to see the list of the color, so you know what kind of color they are, so you can go to the list. But I want to keep it to medium thumbnails because it's more like easier to see. Okay, Now, uh, here we have one option here. Okay, uh, you can, where it is. Okay, now here we have fill, and then we have this option over here. So uh, we can do sorting. Okay, we can open up the color like swatches, and we have so many things over here. Okay, you can open up like swatch library, like different kind of colors. So every tool over here have this small menu. This small menu brings up like more features to it. Okay, now select and deselecting anything. If I will select something on my screen, okay, so what I can do here is that I to deselect I have to click anywhere outside your that window. Okay, just like here. Now if I want to select anything over here and right click on this on that item, so I will get the properties of that item. Okay, undo option, make a pixel perfect option, or and some other option, kind of like a kind of thing, you will see that. Now you can select two objects at the same time. Suppose I have this guy, okay, in the boat, and there is a boat, and there is this thing. You can see that. So there are, let's see, one, two, three, four different items: a boat and a guy and the rowing sticks, and then you have this like fishing rod. So if I want to select all of them at once, I cannot make a kind of a you can say a bounding box, okay, like this, because if I try to make a bounding box, you can see it will start dragging the items on my screen. And if I will make a bounding box outside, I will not be able to select only those items. I will like select the whole thing, which is wrong. So what I need to do here at this stage is that I have to select any one of it, like suppose this rowing boat. Then I will press shift on my keyboard and select multiple objects like the rowing board. Now two objects are selected. Now I will select the boat. Okay, now boats is selected. Now I want to select the person. So now the person is selected. Now you can see if I will move, the whole thing is selected. So this is how you can select more than one object with the help of shift key. Okay, now uh, I don't want to select this one. I want to deselect it. To deselect it, as I told you, you have to click anywhere outside this gray area. Other way to do that is that you can go to select on the top menu, and there is an option here called deselect. The shortcut is shift control A. Okay, so that's how you can do that. Now I can click anywhere over here to deselect. Why do we have select and deselect option over here, control shift A? Why do we have here? The reason is that suppose if I have selected some objects over here and I'm working in a zoomed space. Now can I see that gray empty area? I cannot see that gray empty area. Now how I can deselect it if I don't have that gray empty area? To do that, either I have to go to select and deselect from here, and quickly, if I want a quicker result, so simply I will press Control Shift and A. Automatically it will be deselected. Always remember your short selections, okay, shortcuts. Now this is how you can get more of your options over here, okay, and you can deselect and select multiple objects and these kind of things. Okay, now these are if you will select any option, you can right click at that like this one I already told you about it. Okay, now suppose if I'm right clicking over here, it will show me the options of the object. Okay, but if you will right click on your like artboard, so it will show you the artboard option. Okay, show rules, show grid, show guides, and those things. And if you right click on your, if you select the object and right click over here, it will show you the option of the object. And if I will right click on here on the empty area, it will show me the options of that empty area, like show grid, show rules, like means for the artboard. Empty area means like the artboard. Okay, so this is how you can have your like selection, how to select more than one, how to deselect them, these kind of things. Now regarding the zoom, now zooming we can do in multiple of different ways. So I will tell you the quicker way to do the zooming and the more advanced way and different kind of ways. Zooming is basically related to your magnifying glass over here. So if you will see, the shortcut for the zooming is Z on your keyboard. When you press Z on your keyboard, okay, so you will get this option. Otherwise, let's do from the top menu first. If you go to the view, you will see zoom in and zoom out. If I click on zoom in, it will zoom in. So I have to go keep on doing this, okay, and I have to move my scroll bars to adjust my view. So it's quite like a longer process. All the time I have to go here and keep on doing that. It will take time. But if you will notice, the zoom in is control and plus. Zoom out is control and minus. Okay. So if I will press control plus on my keyboard and control minus on my keyboard, so I can quickly do the zooming. Okay. Very fast. So that's one way of doing this. Other thing is that we have here like a magnifying glass. Okay, so I can take the magnifying glass, I can click on any object that I want to zoom in. Suppose I have these fishes, two fishes here, I want to zoom into the fishes. So I can keep on pressing on the fishes, I can zoom in. Okay, but if I want to zoom out, how I will zoom out? I will press Alt on my keyboard if you're using Windows, or Option on your keyboard if you're using Mac, and then you will see that zooming tool has become minus, like with a minus value. That means I can press here, it will keep on going, zoom, it will keep on zooming out. So without Alt key or Option key, it will zoom in, and with the Alt key and Option key, it will zoom out. So this is how what you can do with this, with the help of the Alt and that. Okay. Now, again, I told you about, if you want to see the whole thing, window, fit artboard in a view. Okay, so that's you can do. Another thing with the zooming tool you can do is that you can click on any scene and keep your mouse pressed. It will start zooming just like this. Okay, or if you will press Alt or Option on your keyboard and keep it pressed on your scene, it will start zooming out in this like this, animatingly zooming. Okay, or if you want a faster result, you can click and drag your mouse up and down. Okay, if you up to zoom in. Okay, and if you press Alt on your keyboard, and then you will do like drag down to zoom out. So this is one other way to do that. So other than this, if you have a mouse with a wheel, so there are three buttons mouse. The middle button is usually a wheel. So if you scroll the wheel, okay, you can see the page is going up and down. Okay, but if you will press Option on your if you can press Alt on your keyboard if you're using Windows, or Option on your keyboard if you're using Mac, and then use the scroll wheel up or down, you can easily zoom in and zoom out. Okay, with the mouse wheel. I'm using my mouse wheel, but my Option click on the Mac or Alt key on my PC is pressed. So this is one way to do that. Okay, so a couple of ways to zoom in your option. In different ways you can zoom in. So it have like these kind of like different options to zoom. Okay. Now, other thing is that suppose if I have zoomed in a lot. Okay. Here something like this. So to go back where I was, I can press you can say window, okay, sorry, view, and fit artboard into a window. But if you want a quicker result, press Control 0 on your keyboard and you will get this option. So pretty much as you can do like with your zooming. So there are a lot of zooming options. Now, suppose you are zoomed in to this part. Now I'm zoomed in with this part. Let me take my selection tool. I don't want a zoom tool anymore. Now I want to go to that guy who was on the boat. I'm zoomed in, so it's a little hard for me to go to that guy now. What I will do is that I will use these scroll bars to go to this guy. Now I'm here. Other way to do more efficiently, more quickly is to use a panning tool. Now, where is the panning tool? Panning tool is under the zoom tool here, the hand tool. Okay. So when you will get the hand tool, the shortcut is H on your keyboard. Suppose if I'm using, if I'm in the selection mode, I have this black arrow. If I want to go to that panning tool, if I just press H on my keyboard, I will get this hand. So what does this hand do? It can grab your screen and move wherever you want. Okay, but then I have to go back to my previous option, which was the arrow tool, this black arrow. So I have to press V on my keyboard. Okay, and I have to then, if I want to pan again, so I will press H on my keyboard again to pan. Then if I want to do go back to my selection or any other, I have to press again. So I have to keep on switching between two different options. But if you don't want to switch, now see, I'm in the selection mode. To pan around, I have to press H, but without pressing H, I can do one more thing. The way I can press space bar on my keyboard and it will become the hand. As soon as I will leave the space bar, it will again go back to where it was before. Okay. Why I'm like doing spacebar when I can press H? Why not? Why I'm not pressing H? The reason is that suppose if I was in the eyedropper tool and I was doing some eye dropping over here. Now when I press H on my keyboard and I zoomed it, like I moved it, now I forgot what I was doing. Now I don't know where I was. Maybe I was doing coloring. Maybe I was doing a text writing. Maybe I was doing some making shape. I forgot what I was doing. So that will be an issue. So if you were doing eye dropping or something like that, and if you want to pan around, you just simply press spacebar and start. Keep the spacebar pressed. Don't leave your spacebar until you are done. So now I'm moving around, and when I'm done, I will leave my spacebar. I will go back to where I was before automatically. Okay. So this is much more efficient if you're using spacebar. Okay. So is this part clear about the uh, like your like about the panning tool? Okay, so this is how you can see your like panning. Okay, this is how you can pan. Now here, if I zoom out, Control 0. Now let's see how we can view. We have different ways of viewing our option. Okay, so if I will go to Window, sorry, View, there are a number of different options over here. We have here outline, one option. So if I click on outline, you can see the outline of my design. Okay, like it will not show fill, only outline it will show you. I can go here and then I can simply like change it back to my GPU preview. Okay, so now I'm in the GPU preview. GPU preview means like based on graphic card. Okay, so quality will be really great. You can see that, and it will work very fast because I have a good graphic card. If I don't have a good graphic card, then what you have to do is that you have to go to View, Preview on CPU. Okay, so if I will zoom in, still you can see the quality good because my processor is also, my CPU is also good. So I don't have any issue. But you can see that I have lag. Can you see that? It doesn't, when I zoom in, it's kind of, if I will take my zooming tool, okay, basically from here and start zooming in. So you can see, if I will keep my mouse pressed, you can see that I cannot animately zoom now because I lost the privilege of using my graphic card. Now if I will go to, let me zoom it out again. I cannot press my mouse over here like I was able to do before. I have to keep on pressing this to zoom in, which does not look like, you know, quite interesting or like that. So if I will go back here in the view and change my view from CPU to GPU, now if I will press it, So you can say it is animating because now it's using my graphic card. Okay. So if you don't have a good graphic card, then don't use it. Just use your CPU view. Okay. Clear so far? This is about the tech, like those technical aspects. Okay. Now, this window that we were working on was okay. Can anyone tell me? Do you have a class just after this one? Anyone who have class? Because right now it is 1:16. Okay. So what I will do is that uh, just quickly I will go through it because we are almost done, so that you can leave for your class here. Okay. So I don't want you to stick too long because only one part is left. So I can just quickly do that. Let me check how much is left. Okay, a little bit is left. So just like now what I will do is that I will go to file, open. This was a single artboard window. I will go to window, open, and I will open the other part, which is L1 start 2. Now here I have multiple artboards. One is here, one is here. So if you can see on the bottom now, I have artboard 1. I can go to artboard 1 and I have artboard 2. Okay. So you can have different kind of artboards at one screen. Okay. And if I will press Control 0, I can see this artboard. If I will go to, if I will zoom here, if I press Control 0, I can see this one. But if I want to see both of them, now if I will go to view, I will not choose like a fit artboard in window, because one artboard will be fit. I will choose now fit all in window. If I do that, all the artboards will be switched here. Okay. Now you have number of different ways to view them from here. Okay. You can view them like this, or you can view them all in one window, or you can view them on two window like okay, or you can view them separately. So this will go separately like that. Okay. So this is how you can view your different kind of in a different number of ways your artboard. Okay. So this was the last part, which I just little bit I give you a shortcut instead of going in the detail, because by the time we will go to the other lectures, it will be more clear. Okay, everyone. So if there is any questions, please let me know before going before like signing off. Everything is fine? Any question you have? Okay. So we'll meet like in the next class. Okay. Uh, and then we will go from there to the other part. So take care, everyone. Uh, and uh, if you have any question, you can leave on the Teams. Okay. So I'll try my best to answer you. Take care, everyone. Bye.